There is a moment everyone carries, a word you can't take back, a door you slammed, a choice you'd give anything to undo. You replay it at night, and in the replay, you always make the better decision. But in the memory, the real one, you never do. That weight has a name. It's called regret. And the most famous regret in all of human history belongs to a man whose name became a curse word, a man you think you already understand. But you don't. You've been told Judas was simply evil, a traitor, a villain with no inner world. But the ancient text tells a stranger, sadder, more human story than that. What if the worst betrayal ever recorded wasn't about hatred at all? For 2,000 years, your culture has used one word to flatten an entire person: Judas. You hear it and you picture pure malice. But read the account slowly, and something doesn't fit. This is a man who walked beside the teacher for 3 years, who ate from the same bowl, who was trusted with the group's money, who, at the very end, did not vanish into the night and spend his silver, but came back, shaking, trying desperately to give it away. A villain spends the reward. Judas tried to return it. That single detail breaks the cartoon. It tells you that whatever happened in that garden, it was not the clean, cold act of a monster. It was the unraveling of a human being who realized, far too late, exactly what he had done. To understand that, you have to understand the silver. It begins quietly, not with a dramatic threat, but with a transaction. The religious leaders wanted the teacher gone, but they were afraid of the crowds. They needed someone on the inside, and one of the 12 walked into the chief priest's chambers and asked a simple, devastating question. "What will you give me?" The price was set. 30 pieces of silver. He counted them. He took them. And then he waited for the right moment, a quiet one, away from the crowds, where no one could intervene. That moment came in a garden at night. You know the scene, the torches, the soldiers, and the signal. Not a shout, not a sword, but a kiss. The most intimate gesture turned into the instrument of betrayal. "The one I kiss," he had told them. "That's the man." And then it was done. The teacher was arrested. The trial machinery began to turn. But here is where the story you were told usually ends, and the story you've never heard begins. Because Judas watched what his silver had bought. When he saw that the teacher was condemned, something in him collapsed. The text says he was seized with remorse. He ran back to the temple, to the same priests who had paid him, and he threw the silver onto the temple floor. "I have sinned," he said. "I have betrayed innocent blood," and the priests answered with the coldest sentence in the entire account. "What is that to us? That's your problem." He left the money on the floor and went out, and he did not survive his own regret. Now slow down, because the details here are not random. They are loaded. Start with the silver itself. The coins almost certainly weren't ordinary Roman currency. The temple only accepted one specific kind of payment, the Tyrian shekel, minted in the city of Tyre, prized for its high, pure silver content. There is a bitter irony buried in that. The purest coins in the ancient world were the standard price of betrayal. Now the number, 30. Why 30 and not 40? Or 50. Open the older scrolls. In the ancient law of Israel, in the book of Exodus, there's a strange, specific rule. If a man's ox gored someone's slave to death, the owner owed the slave's master exactly 30 shekels of silver. 30 pieces of silver was the price of a slave, not a king, not a prophet, a slave. The teacher's life was valued at the going rate for the lowest status person in that society, and it goes deeper. Centuries before any of this, the prophet Zechariah wrote a haunting passage in which he is paid for his work, and the wage is 30 pieces of silver. God tells him to throw the handsome price into the house of the Lord, to the potter. Zechariah takes the silver and hurls it into the temple. Read that again. And then read what Judas did. He threw the silver into the temple. The priests, unwilling to put blood money back in the sacred treasury, used it to buy a field, a potter's field, as a burial place for foreigners. The location still carries the memory. South of the old city, in the Hinnom Valley, tradition marks a place called Akeldama. In Aramaic, the language Judas spoke, it means the field of blood. A field bought with the price of a slave, fulfilling the words of a prophet from 500 years before. You are not reading a simple crime story. You are reading something that the writers believed was woven into time itself. So sit with the part nobody wants to sit with. Judas felt the full weight of his sin. He confessed it out loud. He gave the money back. By every external measure, he did the things you would call the right response, and it wasn't enough to save him. Why? Here is the hard truth the story offers your life. There is a difference between remorse and repentance. Remorse looks backward and drowns. It says, I can never undo this. I am the sum of my worst moment. Repentance looks forward and turns. It says, I have done wrong, and there may still be a road out. Judas had the first. He never reached the second. And notice this, just hours earlier, another disciple also betrayed the teacher. Peter denied even knowing him 3 times while warming his hands by a fire. 2 men, 2 betrayals on the same terrible night. The difference between them was not the size of the sin. It was what they did with the morning after. So look at what you're holding. Everyone carries silver, a regret you keep in your pocket, a thing you did that you've decided defines you forever. You can keep replaying the garden, making the better choice in your memory and never in your life. You can let your worst moment become your whole name. Or you can turn. Are you holding remorse or repentance? There is a moment everyone carries. The question was never whether you would have one. The question is whether you let it bury you in a field or lead you back toward the light. Judas threw his silver on the temple floor and walked into the dark. The story is still asking you what you'll do with yours.